Welcome to Third Hour Science. Today is Wednesday, April the 8th. I have a couple of announcements to make today. First thing I'd like to announce is that I'm encouraging everybody to watch the YouTube videos before you do your assignment. For example, before you start your reading and writing assignment, watch your reading and writing video. Before you start your math, watch your math video. Before you do social studies, watch your video. Before you do science, watch your video. Then do your assignments. That will make the assignment much easier and more able for you to understand it. The second announcement is that Mrs. Salazar has put a choice board on YouTube for your gym class. That's your daily exercise. You can choose something that you'd like to do. If you are exercising in another way at home, that will work also. Just reminding you that that is your gym credit, so we need you guys to stay in fit. Okay, today's 3 questions. We are still on the unit of adaptation and natural selection. Our questions that we are reviewing are: how do adaptations develop? What does it mean to say that a living thing is well adapted to its environment? And what is a mutation? So natural selection is when new species develop naturally through the process of natural selection. Most new species develop naturally, but humans have artificially created new breeds and species for thousands of years. New species develop naturally through the process of natural selection. Due to natural selection, organisms with better traits are then able to adapt to their environments and will survive longer and reproduce in greater numbers. So when we're talking about mutations, what is mutation? What are mutations? Mutations are traits that can vary from parent to offspring. Like we talked about in the reading, how in some families children have different color of hair or different color of eyes. Those are traits that can vary from parent to offspring. So mutations are a random change. They're natural. Some are harmful, which would not allow an organism to reproduce or to pass on traits to offspring. Remember the first moth or the Nebraska deer mouse in our reading? How they gradually all adapted to their environment. The lighter sand caused them to turn lighter in color. Adaptations allow a species to live, reproduce, and survive. Some plants have to adapt to live in water or very dry, humid areas like deserts. Did you know that not all deserts are sand? Some are rock. I didn't know that, so I just learned that. The cactus plant has adapted to live in a hot, dry desert and has adaptations like its ability to store water for long periods of time. Its needles protect it from being eaten by other animals or from insects trying to suck water out. The human population is constantly adapting to changes. For example, we adapt with changes of the seasons. We adapt by changing the clothes that we wear, turning our heaters on or off, turning air conditioners on or off, wearing coats. We adapt. We know what we need to do to be able to survive. So mutations are one way living things adapt to new conditions. Traits that are passed from parent to offspring can vary, as in the reading example of the children with the different eyes and hair colors. So that somewhat concludes our lesson for today. I did have a little blurb that I kind of thought was cool and thought it might be interesting for you guys to know the kinds of plants that you do eat. We all eat different kinds of plants. Do you know the plants that you eat? Did you know that root plants that people eat are carrots, radishes, beets, and ginger? Stem plants that we eat are scallions, celery, rhubarb, and asparagus. Wow, I've got an asparagus in my yard that is about 6 inches tall. good size round, and then I've got about 3 small ones. You know what that means? It's almost time to search for asparagus. Okay, so leaf plants are spinach, basil, cabbage, and lettuce. Flower plants are broccoli, squash blossoms, artichoke, and dandelions. And yes, people eat dandelions and dandelion greens. So fruit would be classified as tomato, zucchini, apple, peppers. Remember, plants need sunlight, water, air, and nutrients to survive. They get their nutrients from the soil. Plants have different adaptations to help them survive in their habitats. That concludes our lesson today. Have a great day and get outdoors and enjoy some sunshine when you're done with your work. Have a good day.